So hey guys, today this is a little bit of a different video. This is a setup of a 130 gallon tank. It's gonna end up being a saltwater tank, and I'm gonna take you guys through, what's going on in the video, how you could do it yourself, and the ways that we got all the stuff that we got. So pretty much, this all started off as a Craigslist site. I saw it, and my uncle had been interested in a tank for a while now. And I told him about this this tank that we found. It ended up being like $500 for a full setup. And yeah, I know, most of the time you want to start from scratch. You want to, be able to customize everything. But when you don't have money to just throw away, you got to go with the options that make most sense. And this was the option that made the most sense. And it was $500 for all the sand, rock, and everything that you need to get your tank going. As you can see right here, all we're doing is we're setting up the plumbing on the tank. If you could look to the right, you see those 4 bulkheads with the little drains on them. All of those lead down into the sump, which I'm messing with right now. And he has a protein skimmer in the sump, and a couple filter pads, some filter socks, and different stuff like that. And then the return is on the other side where the door is closed. That's where the return pump goes, and it's on the left side of the tank. So yeah, this is a pretty simple build, but with all the different stuff that he has, he can have a bunch of different type of animals, corals, whatever he wants. Yeah, and to go on with the Craigslist thing, make sure you guys look on Craigslist when you want to find something for a cheaper price, because this will help you out in the long run, because then you'll be able to have money to spend on other stuff, like if you want to spend it on fish, corals, if you want to get a new type of equipment that you just want to try out. You never know what you want, so you want to be able to conserve as much money as you can. Right now we're putting in the sand. We're just seeing how much sand we want, and yeah, this about to transition over to the video of us putting in the rocks and stuff like that. So those are all the buckets. We filled up those buckets with water and rock when we transported the tank and everything, so that the live rock could stay alive. Because as you know, if it ends up drying out, all the bacteria and good stuff that you would want on the rock, the whole reason you get the live rock, all of it dies. And we're just pulling out all the rocks and looking at what we're trying to do. This is the fun part. You get to look at all your stuff and find out where you want to place your rocks and how you want to place them. The person that we got the tank from actually had a kind of a weirder, unusual setup. They just had a strip of rocks down the center of the tank, and there was no real plan out. He just kind of put them there, and it's all what you want to do. So if you want to have just a strip of rocks, that's fine, as long as you have enough rocks to support your bio load, then that's all fine. I mean, you can do what you want. But my uncle was looking for, arcs and different stuff like that. This man didn't have, all the special type of rocks like the cave rocks, but we tried to do as best as we could with what we had, and it actually turned out pretty decent. We stacked a couple of rocks, as you see on the left. We made a higher stack, and this was supported by a bunch of different rocks and inserts and stuff like that. So yeah, that helped us out a lot. And on the right side, what we're doing is putting down the rocks as a more, not as high of an arc, but it's still going to be an arc, so that his fish and invertebrates and everything has a bunch of hiding caves and spots to go into. And as you can see, we have little arcs and stuff, and yeah, that's about our plan right now. One interesting thing about this build, You see the wave pump in down the center of the tank. This man had really unusual wave pumps that worked very well. You could adjust, the flow and everything on them. But they're very unusual because they were older types. But everything that this man had was older, but it still worked. It worked for what it needed it to work for. So that's all that matters, especially if you're not trying to spend $5,000 to set up your huge reef tank. Now, as you've seen, I just showed you guys what the rock work looks like. I think we've pretty much figured out what we want to do. Right now we're just talking about, different stuff that we can do. And then we're just like, you know what? I think we're going to start, right now we think we're starting to fill up the water. Oh, no, we put in some little extra pieces that he wanted in there. Yeah, but other than that, this is, scraping together. If you guys like more of these type of videos, let me know, because, I'm trying to start a new business. I'm making a business venture. I'm trying to help people set up their tanks and, just give them advice on different stuff. I'm pretty cheap compared to other people, but as comes with cheap, I don't know everything, so I'm not going to be certain. But I can definitely help you with the basic stuff, with setting up your tank, getting it plumbed. I know how to do all that. But if you guys are in, the Maryland, Virginia area, then just let me know if you want help with starting up your tank. And I do maintenance. I'll come and test your water and, do the little stuff, test your pH, your alkalinity, your nitrates and nitrites, and your phosphate levels to see if everything's, and then I'll, suggest things that could help you with your tank. As you can see right now, we're just filling up this tank. Looking back at it, this was actually a foolish way of filling this tank up, because we had a huge Tupperware in the back room. As you can see, we keep going into that room to get fill up the buckets with salt water. It's freshly mixed. We should have just put a pump on that and just ran a tube right up there so that we can pump the water in there, so that we didn't have to keep moving and everything, because it took us a long time. This video is sped up times 10, so I mean this was about an hour and a half video. So this took a long time. But if you don't have a pump, this always works. It's just a little bit more labor intensive, but I mean, as long as you don't care, I'll help you do what you need to do. Yeah, and more updates are coming on the 55-gallon tank. I'm planning on, what's today? So today's Wednesday for me. You guys probably seeing us on Wednesday. So the day after next, Friday, I will be posting a review on the Max Spec ethereal light that I have just purchased on a bargain. Got it off of Craigslist once again. And right here, we had to mix up some more salt water, so that's why, it's a little low. After we mixed up all of this salt water, we, put on the lights. And as you can see, we put on the light, and it was very cloudy because, first day cloudiness, what do you expect? But let me know what you think on the rock work. And this is the next day, and he has a sea cucumber in there also.